Strikeouts away from 3,000 in his Hall of Fame career.
Shaw and the veteran lefty into the wide. His first pitch of the game is a fastball that is tapped down to third. Miguel Rojas throws on to first. One pitch and one away in the bottom of the first inning.
Well, if this game is going to be like each of the first two, the Rockies are coming to home plate with one thing: swing. And they have been swinging early in counts.
Can't swing much earlier than that right there. Freeman out. Here's Jordan Beck, 270 hitter. Scoreless first inning. The pitch. Fastball inside, ball one. Now the key for Kershaw today, you'd figure, would be the slider and the effectiveness of the slider, setting up everything else. Fastball into curveball. There's a breaking ball that's fouled down the third base side. That's the slider. But if he can start connecting on the slider, getting swings and misses, he could have a good day. 1-1 to Beck. Kershaw throws, and the slider a little bit high. 2-1. For Kershaw, he looks over the webbing of his glove, steps back, kicks, and fires. Ball is popped up. Third base side of the infield. Miguel Rojas with the glasses on, drifting over by the pitcher's mound. He makes the catch, and that's out number two.
I said on the pregame show very briefly is that Andy Pajes talking earlier today said this is a problematic day game, cloudless sky. It's a high sky, as outfielders who have referred to it, and it can be a challenge to pick up the baseball.
Second baseman Thairo Estrada, 278 batter, one home run. And the first pitch to him is high ball one. At Children's Hospital Los Angeles, groundbreaking research meets world-class expertise and treatment. U.S. News and World Report once again has named CHLA the #1 hospital in California. Learn more today at chla.org. Next pitch from Kershaw is inside. 2-0 to Thairo Estrada. Estrada 0 for 3 with a walk in last night's game. Swings, taps it foul behind him over by the Dodger on deck circle. 2-1 to Estrada.
Good slider.
Well, you mentioned it earlier. Not too many teams strike out more than the Rockies.
No.
And this could be a good matchup for Kershaw, you'd hope. 2-1. And there's a tapper foul, third base side again. That'll bring the count to 2-2.
Yeah, the last 2 years, the Rockies had the highest strikeout rate of any team in the National League. 27%. The league average, by the way, is just barely above 20%.
2-2 pitch. Curveball swung on and missed. Strike three. Career strikeout number 2,993 for Kershaw. 7 to go to get to the milestone of 3,000. 1-2-3 go the Rockies. We go to the second inning.
A sartorial issue here. There's the team name, Chicago Cubs, so it does work.
It's got the right color.
Yeah, it's gray.
Maybe there was something went wrong with his other one.
1-1 to Marte, in the air, right to the guy we just showed you.
Talk to me.
This is called a Crawford dog. Hamburger bun.
Yes.
2 split top Angus beef hot dogs griddled on the skillet, on the plancha.
Amazing.
And then we do a bacon onion jam with Crawford Bach beer.
Pick it up like a burger.
Pick it up like a burger and you just go in, man.
Let's go to town. Dude. Oh, best hot dog I've ever had. Best hot dog I've ever had. I love this, man.
This is how I grew up eating hot dogs.
continues on its official home.
Freddie Freeman leads off the Dodger half of the second inning against Austin Gomber, left-on-left matchup. And the first pitch down and away, ball one. Freddie at .310 with 9 home runs. And he takes ball 2 low and away. No score here, top of the second inning. And Freeman 0 for 8 in the series, but don't discount the at-bat he had in the 7th inning last night where he drew a walk. And a pitch outside, 3-0. It was an extended at-bat. He fouled off pitch after pitch after pitch before drawing the walk, and then that set up Max Muncy for his 7th inning heroics with a grand slam. And Freeman checks his swing. The appeal down to third base umpire Mark Ripperger. He says he went around, so that's a strike. 3-1 to Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, that at bat where he drew the walk, he was behind 1 ball and 2 strikes after the first 3 pitches.
Here's a 3-1 from Gomber. And this ball hit on the ground to the right side. Couple of shuffle steps right is Estrada. He'll grab it, throw on to first. And Freddie is done. 1 away. Top of the second inning is brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Teoscar Hernandez coming up. Hernandez at .266, the right fielder with 14 home runs. And the pitch to Teoscar is low, ball 1. Gomber tried the curveball. He will spike the curveball, meaning he'll put his index finger on the ball like a knuckler. And a 1-0 pitch, and that is just low. 2 balls, no strikes to Teoscar.
And that was the changeup, and interesting because Teoscar Hernandez last couple of years has hit close to .320 against changeups.
2-0 pitch. Swung on. That's belted to left center field. That's a base hit. Going to be played on 1 hop by the left fielder Jordan Beck, and he'll hold Teoscar to a single, and that is the first hit of the ball game. 1 on and 1 out for Andy Pages. Well, Pages has been a great surprise this year. .297 is average, 16 home runs. He's second on the club, only to Ohtani, who has 27. But he's driven in 54. He's got the most runs batted in, 1 more than Teoscar. Right-handed batter waits. He swings and drills the first pitch into center field, but right in his tracks, Brenton Doyle. And the Rockies center fielder puts it away for out number 2.
And Pages continues to swing early in counts, in particular the first pitch, because he's had very good success in hitting that first pitch.
Here comes Tommy Edman, his first at bat, presented by Edmunds. Get an offer for your car. Find your next one, all on Edmunds.com. Switch hitter batting right-handed, .248 average. 10 home runs for Tommy. Pitch from Gomber. Curveball, strike call. And it's 0-1 to Edman. Edman last night doubled in the 3rd inning. Ended up going 1 for 4 in the game. Hernandez leads at first base, held on by Tolia. Now the pitch. Swung on and lifted down the left field line and into the protective netting over the rain tarp. Foul ball, strike 2. Gomber, who came over from the Cardinals in the Nolan Arenado deal, kicks and delivers home. It's low. And the Rockies wanting pitching in that deal. They got Gomber. That was the prize player return. Hasn't necessarily worked out as well as they've hoped, although he's been effective at times. Hernandez leads at first in a 1-2. And Edman hits it in the air to center field. Getting behind it is Doyle. He'll make the catch, and the Dodgers are done in the second. No runs a hit. 1 man left. No Rockies errors through an inning and a half. It's the Dodgers nothing, Rockies nothing.
When you want Dodgers, the only
of the second inning. Clayton Kershaw back up on top of the hill facing Michael Toglia, the switch hitting first baseman, batting right-handed. First pitch to Toglia is low ball 1. 206 the average for Toglia. Had to be sent down to the minor leagues for a bit. Came back and has taken over again at first base. Went 0 for last night. Reached on an error in the 7th inning, but was 0 for 4 in the game. Also hit into a double play. That was a night after getting 3 doubles on Tuesday. Kershaw deals him a little low. 2 balls and 1 strike now to Toglia.
When they sent him down, they wanted to make better contact, and that's exactly what he did. Hit over 330.
2-1 pitch. Ground ball foul wide of third, just beyond the Dodger dugout. 2 strikes now on Toglia.
In late May, he was hitting just 194. They sent him down, so he hit 303. Had 8 RBIs. Only 8 games down at the AAA level, but that was enough.
2-2 pitch. Fouled away to the right and out of play. Give him a fastball at 89.
Totally, I think we can both agree. To put it mildly, he's had a very interesting first 2 games of this series at first base.
2 ball, 2 strike pitch from Kershaw. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Career strikeout 2,994. 6 to go to 3,000. And with that strikeout for Toglia, he has set a Rockies club record, striking out at least once in 27 consecutive games. He passes Brad Hopp, who struck out in 26 straight in 2007. So 1 away, base is empty. The pitch lined down to Mookie Betts. Plays the backhand on a short hop, throws on to first. And Kyle Farmer, the designated hitter, is out just like that. So 2 away. Kershaw's got 2 strikeouts today. That's the number to watch. The question is, will he get it today or not? But he's facing a team that swings and misses a lot. Here's Brenton Doyle, who's been struggling at the plate. Center fielder swings, drives one deep to left, and he has hit it out. So much for the struggles as Brenton Doyle has hit his 6th home run of the year. He sat on a slider that hung over the middle. And the Rockies jump out on top 1-0.
And that's the first home run in this series for the Rockies. Dodgers have hit 4.
And work hard, play hard in the new Tacoma with an iForce turbocharged engine. It's a truck built for the bold. See your Toyota dealer today. They make it easy. Well, the batter now is Orlando Arcia. And Arcia from the right side waits, and he waves strangely through a slider. That was the weirdest swing you've ever seen. 1 ball and 1 strike, and Kershaw kicks and sends a curveball home that doesn't come down. So the 2-1 on the way. And a swing and a miss at a slider.
So Kershaw trying to get 8 strikeouts today. The last game that he had 8 strikeouts in a single game, we go back to the 8th of June, 2 years ago.
Well, Kershaw's 2-2 offer coming to Arcia. Swung on and foul tipped into the glove of Smith for strike 3. 3 strikeouts in the game, 2,995 in his career. He's
Older gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now,
This very moment.
back to the Galpin Motors broadcast booth on your official home of Los Angeles Dodgers baseball.
Kike Hernandez to lead off for the Dodgers in the third inning. 1-0 Rockies with the lead. Home run by Brenton Doyle, the difference. Kershaw with 3 strikeouts, 5 to go to 3,000. That's a huge milestone. Here's a strike delivered. 1 ball and 1 strike to Kike. Starts the day at 2-11, 7 home runs. Gomber's pitch, a slider down and in, swing and a miss.
For Kike in the lineup today, playing in left field. He's actually had difficulty this year against the left-handers. Hitting lower against lefties and righties. Lefties 183 is all.
Miguel Rojas on deck, and then Ohtani after that. Stretch, the wind, the 1-2. Swing and a foul back. And he gets into a stretch position at the beginning. That's how he kind of does it. He side saddles and then steps back toward third with an overhead windup. It looks like he's got the PitchCom device on his belt, and he just called his own pitch there. 1-2 pitch. This one hit in the air to left field. It'll be playable for Jordan Beck. Beck reaches up, makes a one-hand catch, and Kike is out. 1 away in the Dodger third. Hey, Dodger fans, listen to the game. Have your favorite food delivered with Uber Eats. Just open the app, order from a local spot, and enjoy every moment of the action. Rojas at 238. Right-handed batter playing third base today. And he'll take strike 1. Four-seamer at 89. That's one thing that Gomber and Kershaw have in common. They don't have a lot of velocity on the fastball. 0-1. He zipped it in there with a little more on it. 89.5. 0-2 to Rojas.
Yeah, for the Rockies, they continue to play most of the right-handed batters. Center field over in right center. Big gap in left center.
Pitch down and away. 1-2. Went with a splitter. Now, why do you suppose they're doing that to the right-handed?
Well, I think it's because he throws the changeup and the splitter, and to righties, he's going away from them on those pitches.
1-2 to Rojas. He swings, hits one well toward the gap deep in left center field. That ball is going to drop and end up by the warning track around first and into second with a 1-out stand-up double is Miguel Rojas.
And as soon as we say that, they really pitch against the defense. And by that, Fulford, the catcher, sitting on the inside corner. So you're playing the outfield the opposite way. Now you're going to try and move inside after everything else had been away. That's pitching against the defense.
Now Ohtani coming up. Ohtani against Gomber has 4 hits in his career. 2 homers and a triple. Account for 3 of those 4 hits. 0 for 1 here today. He grounded out to second. First time up. Pitching the dirt, ball 1. Ohtani's batting average against Gomber is .364. Rojas, the tying run, is at second base. 1 out, Ohtani up, Betts on deck. Stretch by Gomber. He'll turn, throw to second, pickoff on, and getting back with a head-first dive and a right-hand tag is Miguel Rojas. One 1-0 to Shohei. 1 ball, no strike pitch. Swung on and popped up, foul down the third base side. That'll go way up in the seats. Crowd's been filling in here pretty well as the first couple of innings have gone along. This is literally the definition of a Chamber of Commerce afternoon. I mean, this is a perfect day to be sitting out here. Great, great weather for this ball game. Here's the pitch, and that's inside to Shohei. Backs him up. 2 balls and a strike.
Is that a pitch to set up something away? Breaking stuff away? We'll see.
He's got a lot of room on the left side of the infield open. Looks like the outfield's playing him straight up. In the pitch. Outside.
Yep. So you move inside, move him off the plate, then you go try and go slider away, but you miss by a considerable margin.
3 ball, 1 strike count to Shohei Ohtani. Gomber comes set, holds his glove up by his head, now kicks, fires, and Shohei swings, fouls it in and out of the glove of Braxton Fulford. Fills the count, 3-2.
Another slider.
Ohtani digging back in, and he'll step back out, ask for time, and get it from home plate umpire Nick Lenz. He's checking his spikes. He might have some clay caught in the back spikes. You can feel that in your heels when you step up and down, so he wants to get that out of there. Gomber ready to throw. Rojas leads at second. Pitch swung on, popped back, foul and out of play, off to our left and into the second deck.
Another slider, and I think Shohei would love to have that pitch back. That had home run hitting all over. That was just a hanging slider out over the plate.
Ohtani homered in game one here Tuesday night. 3-2 pitch. Looks at it outside, ball four. And Shohei is aboard with one out. Tried the fastball and he geared it up at 91.
Which is the biggest velocity he's had so far. Hey friends, you can suit up this season at MLBshop.com and check out the largest selection of authentic jerseys, caps, hoodies, t-shirts, and a whole lot more. Check it out. MLBshop.com for your Dodger gear and today's special offer.
Mookie lined out sharply to the shortstop Ritter his first time up. 2 on, 1 out, 1-0 Colorado. Dodgers batting here in the top of the third. Pitch is in the dirt. A wild pitch, and both runners advance. Down to third, Rojas. Over to second base, Ohtani. 2 men in scoring position for Betts. Mookie, a better chance to tie up this ball game here. Now the runner at third, 1 out. Gomber kicks and delivers home, and Mookie fouls it straight down.
Here's that spot we talked about so many times with 1 out. A ground ball just about anywhere except back to the pitcher, maybe hit very sharply to third baseman. You can trade an out for a run and have a tie ball game.
The infield conceding the run here, playing back, so it's got to be contact for Rojas here. And the pitch. And Mookie looks at a strike, a splitter that might have caught the very bottom part of the strike zone. Quickly set is Gomber, his 1-2 pitch. And Mookie looks at another splitter, this one a little bit lower, and it's 2-2. Next pitch for Gomber will be his 45th of the game. Colorado left-hander ready to throw, and here comes the pitch to Mookie. Inside for a ball. That'll fill the count at 3-2. And he reached back for a fastball at 91.5. But it seems like the more velocity he puts on it, the less control he's got of the fastball. Payoff pitch coming to Betts. Mookie swings, hits a ground ball right side, diving stop, Tolia, nobody at first, and Betts beats him there. Coming in to score is Rojas. It is a tie ball game, 1-1, and Mookie Betts with a base hit.
And for Gomber, he was asleep at the wheel. Betts was almost halfway down the first baseline before Gomber realized, oh, I need to cover the bag.
Ohtani advancing to third. Runners at the corners for Will Smith.
That's why you look at scorecards and even the box score. Oh, sometimes it'll show physical errors. That's just a mental error right there, and a costly one at that for the Rockies.
Right side of the infield wide open. Thairo Estrada playing very close to the bag at second in double play depth. A pitch swung on, drilled down the left field line. That is a foul ball. It just hooked. And Will has been on such a tear, but it's been a consistent tear. 0 for 1 in the game, but came in hitting .330. With runners in scoring position this year, he's got the best average in Major League Baseball, 426. Here is a no ball, one strike pitch. Check swing, appeal down to first base umpire Edwin Jimenez, who rings up the strike. Oh, and 2 the count to Will. Betts off of first, Ohtani off of third. Pitch, Smith bounces it towards short, flip to second, one on to first, and that is a double play. And Ohtani left on base. Dodgers get a run on 2 hits, 1 man left, and no Rockies errors through 2.5.
A snack that Freddie cannot resist.
I would have to say chips and guacamole. Organic mango, yeah.
Is that because of the strong Dominican contingent in the major leagues, bro? Has anybody ever struck out and gone crazy and smashed the cooler full of mangoes?
Nah, our team's not really into smashing each other's stuff, I guess.
Are you a seasoning guy? You like to drown your stuff in dips and sauces?
No. Gotta watch my figure.
And it looks great, brother.
I appreciate it.
Very sexy man.
Yeah,
Let's go, Freddie Freeman, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm Jonathan Mayo, and for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small-town America's spirit, where the team is woven into the fabric of everyday life, where it's more than just a game. It's a celebration of the people, the traditions, and the culture that give these places their soul. This is Grassroots.
Champion LA Dodgers audio network. Never gets old.
Dodgers won, Rockies won. Bottom of the third inning. Braxton Fulford, the catcher. Ryan Ritter, the shortstop. And the right fielder, Tyler Freeman, up 8-9-1 against Kershaw. Kershaw 5 strikeouts away from 3,000. Facing Fulford for the first time. Fulford just 6 for 25 on the season. Right-handed batter. He will take strike one. A fastball at the knees, inside corner. 0-1 to Fulford. There's the kick and the pitch. That's inside. I'm thinking of that play last night in the rain, the Max Muncy pop-up. Talking about that with some of the Colorado folks this morning. And here's a 1-1 pitch. And that's inside. That was the play where Thairo Estrada, the second baseman, called it. But then he lost it because the wind got a hold of the baseball. It made it drop just a couple of feet away from the first baseman, Michael Tolia, who didn't see it. 2-1, ground ball wide of third, 2-2 the count to Fulford. Ryan Spielborg's one of the broadcasters who sits down by the dugout during the game. Says that he estimated it at about 16 feet that ball moved from the second baseman by the time he called it. Moved 16 feet over to the first baseman side and just fell in harmlessly. The Dodgers scored 2. The pitch is low, full count to Fulford.
And that was on the heels of a ground ball that should have been a double play to end the inning.
Right.
And the most surprised man on that pop-up in the ballpark was the first baseman Tolia, because the ball almost came down and hit him. He wasn't even looking for the ball.
Swinging a ground ball foul by the Dodger dugout.
So I said Tolia's had a very interesting first 2 games of this series at first base defensively.
Fulford waits for the 3-2 pitch, and Kershaw sends one home. Swung on, hit in the air to center field. Playable for Andy Pages. Can of corn for him as he makes the catch. Doesn't have a problem picking it out of the sky. A couple of angels up there now as some white puffy clouds have moved in. Not too many of them, but they have started to move into the area. One down, and Ryan Ritter, the shortstop, up. At AM/PM, when the Dodgers steal a base at home, you score a free hot dog and any 12-ounce slim Coca-Cola. Redeem your free feast in the AM/PM app. Let's play ball. AM/PM, too much good stuff. Strike called to Ritter.
One of the biggest problems for Ritter, he's had just difficulty making contact.
He makes contact here and drops it into left field for a base hit.
Yeah, he got jammed on the ball right there that was in on his hands, but he came in. You know, he has missed this month almost half the number of swings that he has taken has been swing and a miss.
He's getting extra time at short. Ezekiel Tovar, the everyday shortstop, still out with an oblique issue, and the Rockies are not going to rush him back. They say there's no reason to rush him at this point. Now the leadoff man, Tyler Freeman, takes a fastball strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Freeman bounced to third on the first pitch he saw in the bottom of the first inning. 1 on, 1 out. Kershaw signature stretch. And now the pitch. And Freeman showed bunt, pulled the bat back, and took a ball.
But umpire Nick Lentz is trying to get the attention of Jimenez, the first base umpire, see if that was an attempt to hit the ball. Jimenez never responded.
Stretch by Kershaw. 1-1 delivery now. And Freeman hits a ground ball to second. Tommy Edman has it. Underhand toss to Mookie. That's all they'll get. Edman didn't handle it cleanly at second base, and then had a long toss to Betts, and they could only get the 1. So Ritter is forced out. 4-6, and Freeman aboard.
Yeah, it's one of those areas too, Tim, is that the positioning of Mookie Betts. He had a considerable period of time. It was going to take him to cover that ground to even get to the second base bag.
So Freeman leads at first. 1-1 ball game here, bottom of the third inning. Stretching the pitch to the right-handed hitting left fielder Jordan Beck is in the dirt. So 1 ball, no strikes. After a 1-0 count, the opposition hitting .333 against Kershaw. After 0-1, it's just .209. And Kershaw comes back and gets a strike on him, throwing the slider over the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Right side of the infield open. 2 down. Freeman leads at first. Held on by the other Freeman, Freddie. Pitch from Kershaw. And Beck takes high. 2-1. Just a slight breeze blowing out toward center and left center here. 83 degrees the game time temperature, but it's very pleasant here. Throw to first base, and Freeman jumps back to the bag. It's the exact opposite of what we experienced mid-game last night, which was like a hurricane. 2-1 pitch. Swung on ground ball to second. Edmonds got it. He'll throw along to first, and that'll do it for the Rockies in the third inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. No Dodgers errors. On to the fourth inning. It's the Dodgers 1, Rockies 1.
LA's best.
A snack that Freddie cannot resist.
I would have to say chips and guacamole. Organic mango, yep.
Is that because of the strong Dominican contingent in the major leagues, bro? Has anybody ever struck out and gone crazy and smashed the cooler full of mangoes?
Nah, our team's not really into smashing each other's stuff, I guess.
Are you a seasoning guy? You like to drown your stuff in dips and sauces?
No. Gotta watch my figure.
And it looks great, brother.
I appreciate it.
Very sexy man.
Yeah,
Let's go, Freddie Freeman, ladies and gentlemen.
A lot of baseball fans have some familiarity with the T206, American tobacco card set. Of course, features the famous Hannes Wagner card. What we have here are 3 cards from the lesser-known T205 set, which really was a successor to T206. T206 came out in 1909. These 3 cards, as part of the T205 set, came out in 1911.
Los Angeles Dodgers baseball.
Freddie Freeman leads off for the Dodgers in the 4th inning of a 1-1 game. Austin Gomber deals him a ball down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Freddie 0 for 1, grounded out to Estrada at second base in the 2nd inning. The pitch. Pretty good looking pitch taken for a strike.
Well, Freeman, he said before the first game of this series, he was going to take batting practice like it was a home run derby. So try something different.
1-1 pitch, swung on, fouled back.
He's getting closer. The swings are getting better. The timing is starting to click a little bit better. I think one of the things that I'm noticing, he has a lot of swings where the barrel of the bat is well below his hands during the swing.
1-2. That's chopped foul right back behind it.
And you hear so many times, look, if you can't keep the barrel of the bat above your hands where you can get a little bit more on top of the ball. And we're seeing a lot of foul balls off to the left.
Well, Gomber, first base side of the rubber. Holding now. Taking his time, steps back and quickly comes to the plate. And Freddie bounces one foul just off the far end of the Rockies dugout on the first base side. Rockies with a single run in the 2nd inning on a Brenton Doyle solo home run. And Mookie Betts with an infield single drove in Miguel Rojas in the 3rd for the Dodgers equalizer. And Freddie hits the ball well to center field, going back Brenton Doyle, and over the shoulder toward right center. He makes the catch. And Freddie might be on the way back. That was one of the better balls we've seen him hit lately.
Yeah, and one of the better swings. So that's an out, but I think that's a positive thought that Freeman comes back to the dugout with.
One away, and here is Teoscar Hernandez. Speaking of home run derbies, the defending champion. Gomber's pitch to Teoscar. And that misses just low ball 1 with a splitter. Gomber last year gave up more home runs than anybody in the National League. 30 of them. 1-0 pitch is in for a strike. Remember when Colorado had the All-Star game here? He was here for that and here for the home run derby too. And just watching the guys take batting practice out here in their game, the home run derby part of it. Shohei Ohtani participated. He was with the Angels then. I mean, he was hitting balls in the 3rd deck in right field here, which is about a mile away. There's a fly ball hit to center, and it's caught by Doyle for the 2nd out. Of course, the balls have a little bit juiced for the home run derby. We know that. But still, to see the balls travel the way they did here for the home run derby, Pete Alonso would win it. And he put one off the scoreboard in left field, about halfway up the video board in left.
It's a $10 can fare.
It is easily. Andy Pages fouls it back. But if you want to watch a home run derby, this is the park to watch it in at high altitude. It was crazy how the balls were flying here. And the pitch inside. Was that 2021, I think? Step back and the 1-1 pitch. This one is poked in the air, foul right side, long run for Tolia and foul ground. He won't get to it. Bounces off the warning path and up into the protective netting. And while Tolia comes back to his position, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the world champion Los Angeles Dodgers audio network.
The home of the world champion LA Dodgers. KLAC KYSR HD2 Los Angeles. Make us a preset on the free iHeartRadio app.
One ball, two strikes to Andy Pages. Speaking of all-star games, Pages deserves an opportunity. And I'd love to see him get there. He's hitting almost 300, 16 homers here in the first half. Today is the first game of the official second half of the season, game number 82. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Andy, right-handed hitting outfielder. Looking out at Austin Gomber. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed, strike 3. And that is the first strikeout for Gomber this afternoon. Through 3.5 innings at Coors Field in Denver. It's the
LA Dodgers Audio Network.
1-1 Dodgers and Rockies, bottom of the 4th inning. Kershaw throwing to the second baseman, Thairo Estrada. Then he starts him off with a ball low. Threw the slider at him. Struck him out with a curveball in the first. Estrada was the first of 3 strikeout victims so far today. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That's outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Two ball, no strike pitch from Kershaw. And Estrada takes low, 3-0. Kersh falls way behind. So another daytime baseball going on today. Top of the 8th inning already in Kansas City. We're headed right after the game. The Rays leading the Royals 4-0. And the pitch just missing inside. It's a 4-pitch walk to Estrada. First walk issued by Kershaw. A message from California Public Health. Teens, you can feel better when you balance your stress with tips and tools made for teens by teens. Learn more at takespacetopause.org. Michael Tolia, also a strikeout victim. 0 for 1 today. 1 on, nobody out. High stretch by Kershaw. He's set at the chest, now comes home. And Tolia hits a ground ball to third. Diving backhand, stopped by Rojas. Throw to second, 1 on to first, stretch. Got him, double play. And around the horn sparkler for the Dodgers. Started by Miguel Rojas with a backhanded stab along the line. What a play.
Well, that's a highlight reel play right there. I mean, the fact that Rojas, lightning quick, able to turn and backhand that ball, looked like it was going to shoot all the way down the left field line. No, it was interrupted by Rojas. Strong throw to second, strong throw to first. What a play.
That's the save of the game, brought to you by Metropolitan Water District of Southern California. Go blue, cut green. Get a rebate for removing grass. Visit bewaterwise.com. Now Kyle Farmer, who only saw 1 pitch before grounding out to Mookie Betts at short in the second. He'll take ball 1, 1-0. Kershaw and Farmer teammates for a brief time in Los Angeles. There's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Man, that was a play. Let me tell you, around the horn, twin kill. That helps out Kershaw. Races that leadoff walk. Ground ball to first. That's stabbed by Freeman. He changes direction, steps on the bag, and gets Farmer. And a brief inning for Kershaw. So
jersey, or if you swap a jersey, one of the players on the National League, who would it be? Who would you pick?
Okay, so I got an Ohtani jersey last year, so
Nice.
I'm gonna probably say Harper.
Maybe Judge. He's one of the greatest to play the game in the last 5, 6, 7 years, so it'd be cool to have his jersey.
Ellie's been fun to watch. Yeah, Ellie'd be a cool one. I mean, his jersey would probably be too big for me. It'd probably go down to my knees.
Is presented by Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel. San Manuel is now Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel. Find out more at Yamava.com.
Tommy Edman leads off for the Dodgers in the top of the 5th inning. Bottom of the order up. And Tommy takes a changeup outside, ball 1. Edman, Kike Hernandez, and Miguel Rojas to face Austin Gomber. And this ball's drilled to left field. That's going to get down and roll toward the corner. Around first and on his way to second is Tommy Edman with a leadoff stand-up double. It's his second double of the series, his 6th of the season. Check that. That's his 12th of the season. Well, the Dodgers in business with a go-ahead run in scoring position and nobody out. And Kike Hernandez up. He flied to left field in the 3rd. Kike waits. Gomber ready to deliver. He looks back at second base. And the Rocky left-hander sends the pitch home. It is a curveball swung on and missed.
Yeah, it's a breaking ball up and away. And it looked like Hernandez tried to pull it. That's the ball you want to go the opposite way. Get a ground ball opposite field. Now you got to change the defense because you'd have the go-ahead run to third base.
Edman leads at second. Here's the 0-1. And Kike hits the ball well to center field. On the run is Doyle. Still on the run. To the track, to the wall. He leaps. He makes the catch up against the wall. What a play by Brenton Doyle. Edman tags from second and advances to third. That ball's gone in a lot of ballparks. Kike hit it really well, but Brenton Doyle can cover this acreage with the best of them.
Oh, you got a tremendous jump. That is such a wonderful play because, A, you're having to cover a lot of territory, first of all, then go back, time the leap perfectly, and not impale yourself right on that fence. Big, big play.
Rockies are going to bring the infielders in even with the bases. Miguel Rojas up, and the go-ahead run, Tommy Edman at third. Pitch from Gomber. And Rojas takes outside. Rojas like to get it in the air somewhere to the outfield, give Tommy a chance to score. Or try to poke one through the drawn-in infield here. 1-1 score, top of the 5th. The pitch. Rojas lets it go low and away. The splitter. 2 balls, no strikes. And now Estrada comes in on the grass at second. Playing a few feet off the grass at short is Ritter. And here comes Gomber's delivery, and that's up high. 3 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, Edman is not able to get a huge lead, and the reason is because the third baseman, Arcia, is only about 8 feet off the bag.
Shohei Ohtani on deck. 3-0 pitch to Rojas. He's taking all the way. Gets a strike. Fastball over the plate. I think he realizes who's on deck behind him. No reason to swing at a 3-0 that isn't perfect. So now a 3-1 count to Rojas. The pitch. He swings it, pops it up, shallow right. Tully doesn't really see it. Long run in for Freeman, but too shallow to score Edman. 2 men out for the Dodgers in the 5th. Like Tully picked it up late in the high sky.
That's of all normal defensive positions, the second baseman would have an easy chance to go back out.
Ohtani is 0 for 1 with a walk. Chance to give the Dodgers a lead here.
Rockies action in the bullpen. They've got a righty warming up.
74th pitch of the game for Gomber. And Ohtani waves and misses at a slider down and away. I don't know if he's not picking up the spin on the slider or not. He swung as though that might have been a fastball. The way he committed to it. Edman big lead at third. Third baseman playing back. And Ohtani swings, pops it up foul third base side. That's up into the second deck on the third base side of Coors Field. Dodgers don't come back here until September. We hear the August, beg your pardon. August 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st. There'll be at Dodger Stadium in September. Ohtani squirts one foul third base side, rolled about 28 feet. 0-2 to Shohei. Mookie Betts waits on deck. Top of the 8th inning in Houston. The Astros lead the Phillies 1-0. Phillies have been scuffling for runs lately. They're still 47-33 though. Ahead of the Mets by half a game. 0-2 pitch to Ohtani. He swings, hits a roller to the right side. Tolia gloves it, underhand toss to Gomber covering. And Gomber has to show the umpire the baseball that he had possession of it. Ohtani is out, and the go-ahead run left at third. Halfway through the 5th at Coors.
Well, when we moved downtown San Diego from Qualcomm to Petco Ballpark, new uniforms were on the way, and this is the Padre home white. This jersey is from 2007, which was a career year for myself, winning a Cy Young. There's some different memories that stand out. One in this uniform against the Braves, where I struck out a Padre record 16, wearing this jersey, trying to make the Padre and the Friar faithful proud.
Descriptions of counts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Dodgers 1, Rockies 1. Bottom of the 5th inning. Brenton Doyle will face Clayton Kershaw here. Kershaw 3 strikeouts today, 5 away from 3,000. And Doyle clicked him for a home run, just his 6th of the season. Got a slider in the second inning to provide the Rockies their only run. First pitch to Doyle is a pitch that catches the outside corner for a strike. That was a borderline pitch, went Kershaw's way. He winds, quickly kicks, and deals the 1-0 home. The curveball doesn't come down. 2 balls, no strikes. Occasionally we'll see that with Kershaw. Sometimes the curve will go 12-6, and sometimes it doesn't come down. And there's a one hopper to Tommy Edman, hit to second base. He's up, throws to first, and there's one away in the Colorado fifth.
Well, that's even 50 pitches for Kershaw, and we're one out in the bottom of the fifth.
So his pitch economy very good this afternoon. Getting a little bit closer to history is Kershaw. Orlando Arcia, strikeout victim, number 2,995, back in the second inning. And he swings at the first pitch, grounds it to short. Mookie picks it up, throws to first, and quickly 2 away.
Falls into the pattern of the Rockies. I mean, they swing early. Start to look at, they have averaged, hitters have seen fewer pitches than any other team in the National League.
Braxton Fulford, the catcher, the number 8 hitter, flying to center field in the third. Kershaw winds and sends this pitch home. Swung on, ripped foul, past third.
Hey, July 4th weekend coming up at Dodger Stadium. The Astros will be in 3-game series, by the way, so make sure you stay for the post-game fireworks on July 4th. For tickets and more information, Dodgers.com/promotion. Fireworks, Dodgers, Astros.
Good combination. There's a curveball that is low.
Plenty of fireworks between those two clubs.
Still trying to think how many guys are still there from the eye. One.
Yep.
I can think of.
It's still attached.
1-1 pitch. And that's in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike to Fulford. One run on 4 hits for the Dodgers. 1 run, 2 hits for the Rockies. Third and final game of this 3-game set. Here's the 2-1. And that misses outside. 3-1. Well, Kershaw got the first 2 outs on 4 pitches, and now this will be the 4th pitch to Fulford. It's a 3-1. Swing and a miss. Went with a slider. And a full count, 3-2. Kershaw steps on the rubber. His glove pressed against his right hip. Now Fulford will ask for time. Kershaw goes back down, picks up the rosin bag. Drops it down, climbs up the slope of the mound. Toes the rubber and looks in. Steps back, the wind, the payoff pitch. Strike 3 called on a slider. He got him. Strikeout number 4 in the game and career strikeout 2,996. He's 4.
To be in, the middle of New York to display a card like this is really such a big part of the Fanatics mission. We think about how do we create new experiences. Now we get the opportunity to put incredible Holy Grail cards in front of tens of thousands, if not millions of new people. It's not just about collectors today, but also about how do we bring new collectors into the space as well. It's really what we do it all for.
Presented by Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel. San Manuel is now Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel. Find out more at yamava.com.
Summer breeze makes me feel fine.
New pitcher in the game for the Rockies as we start the sixth. That is right-hander Angel Shohei, second appearance of the series. 1-1 Dodgers and Rockies. Clayton Kershaw, 4 strikeouts. And he is now 4 away from the milestone. Dodgers looking to get him some runs here. Mookie Betts leads off against Shohei. And Mookie swings and misses, strike 1. The pitching change brought to you by Bank of America, the official bank of the Los Angeles Dodgers. 22nd appearance for Shohei, 1-2. And an ERA creeping up on 6 at 5.93. And Mookie swings, hits a ball to right center field toward the gap. That ball's going to get down and bounce to the wall. Betts around first. He's on his way to second with a leadoff double. 11th double of the season for Betts, and the Dodgers in business in the 6th.
Back-to-back innings now, leadoff double. They were unable to score in the 5th, and hopefully they can cash in here in the 6th.
Will Smith is 0 for 2. Blind out foul to the first baseman Tolia, and then hit into an inning-ending double play in the 3rd. So Betts represents the go-ahead run at second base. Shohei, the right-hander, given a warning as he was getting ready to throw before Smith was alert to the pitcher. Shohei towing the first base side of the rubber. The right-hander sets at the belt. Brief look back at second base. Now the pitch home. And Will takes up high ball 1. Well, the magic number throughout Kershaw's career in terms of runs scored has been 4. We update you on this stat each time he pitches, and it continues to be an incredible number. Pitches inside, check swing, an appeal at first, and Jimenez says he went around. Not really sure he did, but it's a 1-1 count. Probably should be that anyway because the first pitch was a strike called a ball. Well, the count's right. 1-1 pitch, and Will waves and misses at a slider outside. That number on Kershaw, when they score 4 runs or more for him when he's in the game, his career record is 155. 155 wins in only 3 losses. But the Dodgers don't have the 4 on the board yet. Just the 1. Here comes the 1-ball, 2-strike pitch to Smith. Swings and pops it up foul first base side over the Rockies dugout in the seats. And when the team scores 4 or more, whether he's in the game or not, the Dodgers' team record has been 175 wins and 13 losses, which is still incredible. Now a 1-2 to Will Smith from Shohei. Outside and low, backhanded by the catcher Fulford. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Will Smith. That's a leadoff double, leads off of second base. Thairo Estrada, second baseman, playing close to him. Shohei ready to throw. Right-hander peeks back at second, comes to the plate. Will hits a high drive foul down the left field line. That'll be well up into the seats and foul territory. Count remains 2-2 to Will Smith.
Yeah, tried to come inside with that fastball, and Will Smith is having nothing to do with it.
Freddie Freeman on deck. Nobody out here in the Dodgers 6th. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Shohei waits. Now the right-hander throws, and the ball fouled back. The starter for the Rockies, Austin Gomber, it's one of those he'll definitely take it performances. 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. 77 pitches, 51 for strikes. He'll end up with a no decision out of it, but the way that he pitched today and the results for him, almost equal to a win in terms of the organizational approach to it. And Will takes high and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Count is full to Will Smith. Smith pinwheels the bat around, draws it back and waits. Shohei stretching now, throwing, and the ball thrown low, ball 4. And the Dodgers with runners at first and second and nobody out for Freddie Freeman.
And Shohei, well, he's already shown 98 on the fastball. One of the things that he has done very well this year is throw off-speed pitches to left-handed batters.
Now Shohei's going to get a visit. Rockies pitching coach coming out to have a word. And the mound visit brought to you by Jacoby and Myers, because everyone deserves justice.
How's this for a number? Shohei again throws hard. Okay, fine. But inside fastballs this year, 471 batting average against. And I say that because one of the better swings that we have seen in this series has been with Freddie Freeman on inside fastballs. A week ago, we couldn't say that because he was having difficulty. The late timing. Well, the time is getting better and better for Freddie.
Nick Lenz, the home plate umpire, goes out, breaks up the party on the mound. Meantime, Freddie was the only one standing near the home plate circle. Left hand on his hip, leaning on his bat with the right hand. And now everybody ready to get going. But Fulford now comes out in front of the plate to issue the external signs to the defense. Something he could have just did verbally out on the mound a moment ago. I don't get that, but
he didn't either.
Thought that's what some of those meetings are about. Anyway, nobody out. First and second. Betts at second and Smith at first. And here comes the pitch to Freddie. He swings and drives it into right field. That's a base hit. Betts will turn third. He'll come around to score. And the Dodgers have taken the lead 2-1. Well, there it is. Freddie Freeman with a base hit and an RBI. That breaks an 0-for-11 skid for Freddie. And the Dodgers have their first lead of the afternoon.
Well, I just mentioned it. One of the bread and butter pitches for Shohei against lefties has been the changeup. What was the first pitch to Freeman? Changeup, and he was all over it.
So when you've been slumping and you get that next hit, what goes through your head?
You can exhale and take a breath of clean, fresh air.
Teoscar Hernandez, a wave and a miss at the first offering from Shohei. And now Juan Mejia, a right-hander, loosening for the Rockies in the bullpen. 0-1 is the count to Teoscar Hernandez. 2 on, still nobody out. And Teoscar swing and a miss. Dodgers have a chance to build an inning here. And they've already started with a couple of good building blocks. A Betts double, a Smith walk, and a Freeman single.
And of course, there's Shohei, and again, a very lively arm. 97, 98. Does he throw the changeup too much? Last 2 years, he's thrown it over 40% of the time. It's almost half his pitches, and yet you're equipped with a pretty good heater.
0-2 the count. Stretch and the pitch. And Teoscar lets the slider go low. Two runs, 6 hits for the Dodgers. 1 run, 2 hits for the Rockies. Dodgers have won 9 straight over the Rockies, trying to make it 10 in a row today. And looking for their 51st win. If they can get it, they'll remain tied with the Tigers for the best record in Major League Baseball. And Teoscar swings, pops it back, foul and out of play. The Tigers winners today. And a day game at home against the Athletics. That game already complete. 8-0. Detroit wins that one. Another game in the books already. The Blue Jays on the road beat the Guardians in Cleveland 6-0. Most of the action during the day today on this Thursday. Now a 1-2. And Teoscar fouls it off to the right. Teoscar singled in the second inning. In the fourth, he flied to center. Smith leads at second, Freeman at first. Still nobody out in the Dodgers' sixth. Shavi's pitch to Teoscar Hernandez. It's a 1-2. And it's low and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Mariners and Twins were supposed to play in Minnesota, but they're still waiting out the weather. Game in a rain delay. One night game tonight. It's the Mets at home against the Braves. 2 ball, 2 strike pitch from Shavihi. And Teoscar swings the slider and strikes out. 1 down. Elsewhere in baseball this afternoon, the Cubs leading the Cardinals 2-0 in St. Louis, top of the 8th inning. And halfway through the 3rd, the Marlins are all over the Giants, 5-0 in San Francisco. A game that'll have an impact on the standings in the National League West. Warren.
We play in Toronto. Guerrero sends over some good stuff for the guys, so when we play in Toronto, I definitely dive into that.
You gotta be careful with Vladdy, bro, because a Dominican breakfast will put you to sleep, bro. ¿Cómo está sonando la comida dominicana ya?
La comida dominicana ya no sé cómo está sonando, porque obviamente mi esposa me cocina. O sea, hay restaurantes, pero no voy a comer comida latina.
And World Report has once again named CHLA the #1 hospital in California and ranked in the top 10 nationally for pediatrics. Whether it's routine checkups or life-saving treatments, Children's Hospital Los Angeles is where families turn. Find an all-star doctor today at chla.org.
Dodgers 2, Rockies 1. 1 out. The pitching change presented by Navien HVAC and water heater products. Juan Mejia comes on for the Rockies to face Andy Pages. Will Smith is the runner at second. Andy Pages. Will Smith is the runner at second base. Freddie Freeman at first. Betts had a leadoff double. He was driven in by and Royals tomorrow evening. Traveling to Kansas City from here. Not a long flight, but we lose an hour with the time zone change to Central Time. 2-2. And Andy swings and misses at a ball outside. He strikes out.
Hey, friends, Dodgers Stadium, the place to be. Yoshinobu Yamamoto bobblehead coming up. That's next Wednesday night against the White Sox. First 40,000 fans in attendance will take home the special Yamamoto bobblehead presented by ANA All Nippon Airways. Come on, join us. For tickets and information, Dodgers.com/promotions.
Tommy Edman is the batter. Switch hitter. Batting left-handed against the right-hander Mejia. Swings, fouls it back. And it's 0-1 to Tommy. So 2 down, 2 on. Dodgers have taken a 2-1 lead in the 6th. Kershaw's had plenty of time to rest. His pitch economy is very good at this point in the game. He'll come out in the bottom of the 6th. Mejia's pitch, and Edman looks at one off the plate outside, a slider that stayed out there.
And for Kershaw, just 57 pitches through 5 innings, 34 of those in the strike zone.
Yeah, that's been really good. Really good. 1-1 on the way to Tommy Edman. And Mejia throws. And that one low, just below the knees. 2 balls and a strike. Center fielder Doyle is maybe a step or 2 toward left center field. That's about it. Off the line and right is Tyler Freeman. And the pitch. Edman takes a strike on the inner half, a 4-seamer. And it's now 2-2. Kike Hernandez waits on deck. So Edman trying to get some more in here. 2 on, 2 out. Mookie Betts set the table with a leadoff double. And he has come around to score this inning. 2-ball, 2-strike pitch to Tommy Edman from Juan Mejia. And a swing and a ground ball left side. That'll be fielded by the third baseman. Arcia throws on to first in time to get Edman. Dodgers get a run, 2 hits. They leave 2, no Rockies errors, through 5.5 innings. In Denver, it's the Dodgers.
You're known as one of the most focused players in the league, Virgo. For going outside activities for another chance to practice your craft. But what happens off the field between teammates is as important as what happens during the game. Strengthening your bonds with the crew will bring everyone closer together and one step closer to the postseason.
We wanted to introduce something new. And then working in some of our past and what the past can look like in the future. I think our players absolutely love it, and our fans, we think they'll learn to love it, especially if you can win in it. You know, that kind of solves everything.
Return to the Galvin Motors broadcast booth.
Clayton Kershaw back to work in the bottom of the 6th inning. 4 strikeouts away from history. And he will face Ryan Ritter, the number 9 hitter and the shortstop, to start things off. Dodgers with a 2-1 lead. Kershaw's first pitch. Swung on and hit in the air to right field. Coming on is Teoscar Hernandez. He'll make a head-high catch. 1 pitch and 1 away in the Rockies' 6th inning.
Another first pitch swing by a Rockies hitter.
You know, well, it's like they're taking an approach. They want to go up there and not strike out. They want to attack the first pitch that's relatively close.
They haven't taken much at all in any of the 3 games.
One down and back to the top of the order, Tyler Freeman. Right-handed batter takes a fastball strike right down the middle. Kershaw ready to fire. He kicks and deals home. Swing and a foul ball off to the left. It's 0-2. Hard-working Chevy Silverado built on a legacy of long-lasting dependability. See your Southern California Chevy dealer today or shop now at SoCalChevy.com.
That last slider had some teeth.
He's hoping to chop down here again. 0-2 to Freeman. The wind, the pitch. A little low for a ball. Went with a fastball down the middle. Cut the plate right in half, but it was below the knees. He quickly goes into the wind again. 1-2 pitch. Curveball didn't come down. 2-2. So when you look at 3,000 strikeouts, this is how rare it is. Here's a 2-2 on the way. Swung on, fouled off to the left. Fewer pitchers in the history of Major League Baseball have 3,000 strikeouts as opposed to 300 wins. There are 24 pitchers with 300 wins, only 19 with 3,000 strikeouts. 2-2. Swung on, roped down the left field line, foul.
One of the things we have been watching also is that every one of the strikeouts now, the baseball is being collected and authenticated.
So the wind, the 2-2. And did he go? That pitch looked to be pretty good. A little up and a check swing by Freeman. And now it's 3-2. And of course, at this stage, anything close, the Dodger fans are going to want to strike. There's the kick, the 3-2 pitch. Strike three called. Got him on the outside corner with a slider. Career strikeout 2,997. He's 3 away.
And that baseball as well. Tossed out of the game. It will also be authenticated.
5th strikeout of the ball game for Kershaw. And he's getting there. Now Jordan Beck, the left fielder, takes the ball outside. It's 1-0. Before 1978, there were only 2 pitchers who had recorded 3,000 strikeouts in the history of baseball. Pitches upstairs. The big train, Walter Johnson, 3,509. Bob Gibson, 3,117. Swinging a ground ball to third. Good hop for Rojas. He fields it belt high, throws on to first in time to get back. And that's the inning for Kershaw. He picks up 1 strikeout. Kershaw.
LADodgers.com/promotions.
God bless America.
Vroom, vroom. From the Galpin Motors broadcast booth.
Streaming right to your mobile device.
LA Dodgers baseball continues on its official home.
Kinley, right-hander, comes out of the bullpen for Colorado to take over. His second appearance in as many days. Pitched a third of an inning in last night's game. Gave up a run on one hit. And the pitch outside. In fact, it was Kinley who gave up the grand slam to Max Muncy in the seventh inning. One ball, no strikes to Kike Hernandez. Kinley's pitch. That's outside for a ball. Pitching change brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, your 15-minute drive-through oil change with locations throughout Southern California. 36th appearance for Kinley on the season. As the right-hander is set to go. He's 0-3, ERA at 7.09. And Kike waves at a slider and misses. Hernandez 0 for 2. Last time up in the fifth, he hit one to the center field wall, deep in left center, and Brenton Doyle tracked it down. An incredible play. 2-1, low and in, 3-1. So, Mo, how about Kershaw?
Well, efficient. 69 pitches through 6 innings. 41 have been in the strikes.
He's been very good. 5 strikeouts today. Kike swings. It's a high fly ball, foul down the third base line and into the seats. Shakey's Pizza Parlor is the official pizza partner of the Dodgers audio broadcast. When it's game day, it's group day at Shakey's.com. 2-1, Dodgers lead it. Looking for more in the seventh. Tyler Kinley ready to throw to Kike Hernandez. Here comes his payoff pitch. And Kike swings and drills it down the left field side. It's hooking foul. It had the distance, but he just hooked it to the left of the pole. Miguel Rojas on deck. Shohei Ohtani to follow. Three and two. The full count pitch to Kike. Swing and a missed strike 3. Got him with a high slider. And Kike's 0 for 3. And the show rolls on in Denver. Oh, a mammoth blast.
So without further ado, snap on your time goggles and prepare to zoom 1,000 years into the future. The D-backs are still the D-backs, though now they're represented by a robotic techno-snake, and the Cubs have embraced their future amongst the stars, now being represented by Ursa Major. Minneapolis was the first to establish relations with our extraterrestrial friends. The Rays are the cosmic rays flying through space in their devil ray-shaped spacecraft.
Just caught one in the pen. Did he bring in Ohtani's home run? We'll face 3, 4, and 5 in the Rocky lineup at the bottom of the 7th.
The pitch in for a strike. Started him with a fastball. Well, thoughts?
A little surprising. 69 pitches, 41 in the strike zone, and you figure, well, okay, fine. Set the stage, and it's going to be a big crowd when he pitches anyway.
Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2 to Estrada.
But I think a little surprising, but keep in mind, the Dodgers are thinking ball club longevity and keeping him healthy as we progress. We're just one game. This is the first game into the official second half.
0-2 pitch. Yates throws the splitter and misses low. Well, the big picture is always there, right? That's what you have to think about, the big picture. But he comes out of this 6 innings, 69 pitches, and was very, very good today. And one thing about his outings, the pitches outside of Estrada, he really didn't have his curveball today.
No, not well. Again, at altitude, are you going to have the curveball? He threw, I think, a handful of very good sliders that had some teeth to it.
2-ball, 2-strike pitch from Yates to Estrada. That's swung on, lifted to shallow center. On comes Andy Pages. He'll reach up, make the head-high catch for out number 1.
Heard a great discussion a number of months ago about those of us, whether we're broadcasters or we're fans of the game. And fans of the game like instant gratification. So if there's a record on the line, no, we want to see it now. So that instantaneous, gratification of something happening, you put it on the back shelf. Why? Well, this is game number 82. There are 162 that have to be played.
Yates ready to go to Michael Toglia. Toglia, switch hitter, batting left-handed, takes down low. Tolia's 0 for 2. Struck out swinging at a Kershaw slider in the second inning. And grounded into a great double play started by Rojas at third of the fourth.
Tremendous double play. The other thing, just a moment, about the 162 game schedule.
Here's the pitch, and Toglia couldn't hold up his swing. That's a strike, 1-1.
The Dodgers organization does not think in terms of 100.
High to Toglia. And it's about getting that parade down Grand Avenue. That's what it's about. It all comes down to it. Here is the 2-1. And Toglia waves right through it. Fastball 93 from Kirby Yates, the veteran right-hander, last year with the Texas Rangers. In fact, last year he was the Rangers' best pitcher, starter or reliever. Red leather glove up by his chest. He sets the 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Second time Toglia is down on strikes, and there are 2 away in the Rockies' 7th. Bottom of the 7th, brought to you by Bank of America, the official bank of the Los Angeles Dodgers. A 2 away, and Mark Pryor's going to come out and visit with Yates. The Rockies are going to go to the bench here. Mickey Moniak will come up and hit for Kyle Farmer, so they'll get the left-handed bat off the bench to bat in the 7th inning. Farmer's done for the day. The other thing, too, I know this is how fans would think, is Kershaw with 3 to go to 3,000.
Two and two. The Dodgers lead by 2.
through spring training, all the way through the Freeway Series against the Dodgers, then let go right after that. The Rockies picked them up right away. Yates 2-2 is inside. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Dodgers audio network.
The home of the world champion LA Dodgers. KLAC KYSR HD2 Los Angeles.
Off to the left and out of play. For the Dodgers in the 8th, Will Smith will lead off. Freddie Freeman and Teoscar Hernandez to follow. Shohei Ohtani with a home run today. Dodgers with a 3-1 lead. 3-2 pitch. Outside ball 4, and Moniak draws the walk. And this will bring up Doyle, who homered already today back in the 2nd inning. Doyle represents the tying run. Well, you look at the Rockies at 18-62, 31.5 out. They're just going through a miserable season and doing it again. They're well on their way to their 3rd straight 100-loss season. They did make a move today in the front office. A swing and a miss by Doyle. The Rockies sent out an announcement before the game saying that longtime President Greg Fiesel will step down at the end of the year. And that Walker Monfort, the son of the owner, Dick Monfort, will take over as the executive vice president. And so they're starting to work on restructuring the front office here. Doyle is swinging a miss at a fastball, and he's in the hole 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. The stretch by Yates. Runner leads at first. Yates pausing. Now he delivers home. And it's up high to Doyle. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
This is going to be the direction of the team. You know, they can change a lot of things, but what is their strategy? What's their direction? What are their goals?
1-2 pitch. Swing and a ground ball down to third. It's going to stay along the line. Picked up by Rojas. Throw to first. And safe at first is Doyle. Well, a terrific play by Rojas just to get the ball to first base. But Doyle runs so well. He picks up an infield single, and now the tying run is on base.
Yeah, really tough play for Miguel Rojas over third base. Freddie Freeman did hold up his hand immediately. And the Dodgers want this reviewed to call it first base.
It was that close. And the ball has to be in the interior of the glove.
Challenging the safe call at first base.
That is the voice of the crew chief, Mark Ripperger. So they'll go back to the replay operations center in New York. And you have to remember the call on the field was safe. And that's important because if they can't confirm it, then the Rockies have a better chance for this replay to go their way rather than the Dodgers.
As a first baseman, you can tell a lot of times the impact of the baseball into the glove, and at the same time feel with your foot that's on the bag exactly when the runner hit the bag. And that's what Freeman's going after. The question is, does it show up on video?
This one might stand if they can't definitively tell if it's overturned or not. Probably worth the gamble at this stage of the game. Here's the call.
The call on the field is overturned. The runner is out.
Whoa.
LA will retain their challenge.
So a good challenge by the Dodgers again. Doyle is out, and the inning is over.
And another terrific play by Miguel Rojas at third base.
Just enough of a stretch by.
I'm going to throw out a restaurant kitchen term to you, and then hit me with the baseball one. I'll start first.
Okay.
Mise en place.
Oh, mise en place. That is, as the chef, you put all your different ingredients out, kind of before you start cooking, right?
You got it, man. Yeah. That's the most important
That's a tough one. I hear this one a lot because of my name, can of corn.
Easy fly ball.
A lot of baseball fans have some familiarity with the T206 American Tobacco Card set. Of course, features the famous Hannes Wagner card. What we have here are 3 cards from the lesser-known T205 set, which really was a successor to T206. T206 came out in 1909. These 3 cards, as part of the T205 set, came out in 1911.
Your mobile device.
LA Dodgers baseball continues on its official.
For technology, huh? That call overturned at first. Boy, did it look close. It was a bang-bang play. Swing and a miss. And a really good play by Rojas. Charging down the line. I mean, the ball was right along the chalk. Inside of third. And he scooped it up. Fired over to first. Just enough of a stretch from Freeman. And they beat the speedy Brent Doyle with the replay challenge. Well, strike 3 called in the outside corner to Smith. Will is 0 for 3 today with a walk now.
Hey friends, celebrate Independence Day presented by Budweiser at Dodger Stadium. Astros are in at 6:10, so line up your night with the boys in blue. Spectacular 4th of July fireworks display. For tickets and information, Dodgers.com/promotions.
Here's Freddie Freeman, and he'll take low ball 1. Freeman an RBI single in the 6th inning, 1 for 3 today. One ball, no strikes pitch, and it's in the dirt, 2-0. 3 runs, 7 hits for the Dodgers. One of those a very long and very high Ohtani home run. 2-0 to Freeman. He hits the ball on the ground the right side, bouncing for Tolia. He'll grab it and sprint to the bag, beating Freeman there for the second out. Top of the 8th inning brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa, the MVP for fun, food, and good times. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Morongo celebrating 20 years of good times. 2 away for Teoscar Hernandez. And Teoscar waves and misses. 1 for 3 today. He's hitting .267, 14 home runs. And now Vonnick will have to wait. Something came on the field. Looks like a ball came out of one of the bullpens, the Dodgers bullpen perhaps. Oh, 1 pitch. And that's outside. Andy Pages on deck. Clayton Kershaw, big day today. 6 solid innings. And a strike called to Hernandez, 1-2. He's held the Rockies to just 1 run. It was a home run in the 2nd inning. Brenton Doyle hit off a slider that was left out up out and over the middle. And he was able to hit it out. That's the only Rocky run today. Here's the pitch to Hernandez. That's in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Teoscar. Michael Kopech loosening up for the Dodgers in the bullpen. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swinging a little tapper foul third base side. Pretty good crowd today, 38,091. That beats the crowd of Tuesday night here. Tuesday night was the lowest crowd, 36,492. Almost 44,000 last night and 38 today for the day game. Baseball at high altitude in Denver. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch outside and low, 3-2. Now where home plate is not exactly a mile high. The 1 mile mark above sea level is marked in the stands and foul territory in the right field corner. That ball is belted to left field. That's down the line, and that'll roll to the wall. Rounding first and chugging into second with a 2-out double is Teoscar Hernandez. 2 for 4 this afternoon for Teoscar, and that double his 17th of the season. But as you look up into the stands here, there is a row of purple seats. All the rest of the seats here are forest green, that deep green color. But then as you go up in the right field corner and foul ground, there's an entire section where the row is purple, and that marks exactly 5,280 feet. Andy Pages 0 for 3 today. Ball goes to the backstop, and down to third goes Teoscar. Fastball at 100 outside. The wild pitch moves him up.
And when they built this ballpark, they purposely put in the visiting locker room in multiple locations reminders 5,280 feet. They want to play mind games also.
Now the old basketball arena here, McNichols Arena, which doesn't exist anymore, but where the Denver Nuggets used to play years ago, swing and a miss. When you walk in the door, you'd come in on the team bus and then you'd go to the service level. You walk in the door and there was a sign there immediately. It said, "Welcome to 5,290 or 280 feet, a mile above sea level. How's your oxygen?" It was just a reminder to the visiting teams that they needed to check themselves. But in 1990, they held the Final Four there. And UNLV was playing Duke. The pitch, and Andy swings and misses. And Jerry Tarkanian, the Hall of Fame coach, was coaching UNLV at the time. And Moses Scurry, his center, who at one point led the country in rebounding, saw the sign when they went into McNichols Arena, and he said, "Coach, what does this mean?" He said, "Moses, don't worry, you're playing indoors." And they went on to win the national championship. Pitch is swung on and missed. Pages strikes out. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. And at the end of 7.5, it's the Dodgers.
Yeah, mine was a tops now as well. I hit my first walk-off last year against the Mets.
Jacob Young, Nationals win! Now he's got his first walk-off big league hit.
Dad had bought a stack of them, and I was like, I think we can get these results, but he went ahead and bought a stack for himself.
Like business cards. There you go.
But it was awesome just to have that moment and have everyone so excited to have a picture of you is a fun moment.
Audio Network.
of the 8th inning. Dodgers 3 and the Rockies 1. Michael Kopech comes out of the bullpen now to pitch here in the 8th inning, and he's going to face a pinch hitter, Ryan McMahon, who's going to hit for the third baseman Orlando Arcia and then stay in the game for him. And Kopech makes his 8th appearance. He's got a lot of zeros. No wins, no losses, but also no earned runs allowed. And the pitch is pumped in there a little high for a ball. Left-handed batters have not had a hit off of Kopech yet. Right-handers hitting .231 against him. And the pitch is down low, so more zeros to show for Kopech's appearances. Made 9 rehab appearances in AAA. 16 1/3 innings pitched that covered. He went 1-0 there. The former starter kicks and delivers home, and that is in for a strike. Now, he was a starter when he was originally drafted and going through the Red Sox system, and then he was involved in the big trade that sent Chris Sale from the White Sox to the Red Sox a few years ago. Yoan Moncada went with him to Chicago at the time. And then Kopech was a starter and a good one for the White Sox. 3-1 pitch to McMahon. And this ball lifted in the air to shallow right center field. Long run for Pages. He'll get there in time to make the catch. And there's one away.
And Pages, again, earlier this morning was talking about the fact that it can be a little problematic picking up the baseball daytime here, and especially with, for the most part, a cloudless sky. And it's a high sky, nothing but deep blue.
Braxton Fulford with 1 out. Right-handed hitting catcher takes a fastball high. Now, Kopech made the transition from starter to reliever while in Chicago. It was after he had Tommy John surgery. Came back as a starter and then eventually started to relieve, and then really became a very good late inning guy and trying to become that guy again with the Dodgers. He was last year. So far has been this year. Pitch fouled off to the right. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Fulford. And when Kopech is right now he seems like he's right. He is a really big weapon out of the pen. Ball and 2 strikes now to Fulford. Kopech fires and missed with a cutter inside. Kopech out of Longview, Texas. High draft choice by Boston back in 2018. He was the 33rd player taken overall that year.
That last pitch at 99, so yeah, he's in the fast lane.
Two on the way now as Fulford calls time for a moment. Kopech puts his right foot against the pitching rubber, sets, kicks, pitches. Strike 3 call, got him with a slider. And out on strikes is Fulford. 2 down for the Rockies in the bottom of the 8th inning.
You get the power arms coming out of the bullpen late in the ball game. It puts a whole different structure in that other dugout.
There's Ryan Ritter, the shortstop, number 9 hitter. Right on right here. Pitches up high. Today's game brought to you by First 5 California. 1 in 3 children are at risk of toxic stress, but there are things parents can do to help. Learn how to overcome it at first5california.com. Pitch, a line drive right to Freeman at first, and the glove works. He wanted to make sure it didn't go through the webbing like it did last night. And that's the inning for Kopech. Good job for him. He retired. pitch, waiting for it. Jordan Beck, 1 pitch, 1 out in the Dodger ninth.
Get ready for some heat. Halverson has averaged 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's average. 33rd appearance for him. 1-2, 4.31 ERA. 29 strikeouts and 31 in the third innings pitched. Kike Hernandez with 1 out and nobody on. Kike's yellow batting gloves standing out today, matching part of his cleats. Right-handed hitter waits, and a 1-0 pitch coming from Halverson. Halverson stretches, kicks, throws. And Kike fouls it off. Top of the ninth, sponsored by Cars for Kids. Ready to donate your old car? Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS now. Friendly agents are standing by to take your donation. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today. 1-1 pitch. Swung on, fouled away again to the right. Ball with 2 strikes to Kike.
Well, back-to-back sliders to begin, and then fast lane triple digits.
And a 1-2 from Halverson. Kike looks at it low. And that was a slider, so 88 miles an hour on the slider. That's a big plus minus when you look at it. You go 100 fastball and then 87 with spin. Two and two. Now the pitch. And Kike swings and strikes out on a splitter inside. 2 down. And Miguel Rojas will come up. Shohei Ohtani out on deck. Rojas 1 for 3, doubled and scored in the third inning. So the Dodgers hang on here today. It'll be their 31st comeback win of the season. That leads everybody in Major League Baseball in that category. Remember, the Rockies went up 1-0. Dodgers tied it when Rojas scored in the third. Went ahead in the 6th inning. Betts led off with a double. Freddie Freeman singled him home. And then Shohei Ohtani with a monster blast into the Dodger bullpen in the 7th inning. 1 ball, no strike pitch. Swinging a ground ball right side. Tolia has it, eat him up, picks it up, throws to first just in time as Halverson went over to cover. And he beats Rojas by a step. So a little adventurous, but they get the out. And now we go to the bottom of the ninth. 3 outs to get.
Well, when we moved downtown San Diego from Qualcomm to Petco Ballpark, new uniforms were on the way, and this is the Padre home white. This jersey is from 2007, which was a career year for myself, winning a Cy Young. There's some different memories that stand out. One in this uniform against the Braves, where I struck out a Padre record 16, wearing this jersey, trying to make the Padre and the Friar faithful proud.
197th career strikeout victim. Fastball inside low, swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
This is all about trying to get that leadoff hitter. 2-run lead here in the bottom of the ninth.
Especially a 2-run lead. It's so important to get that guy.
Well, even more so in this ballpark, because the ball will fly out of here if you connect.
Which is up high for a ball. 2-1. Freeman acquired during spring training on the 22nd of March from Cleveland by Colorado. Nolan Jones, outfielder, went the other way. And now Tanner Scott up high, 3 balls and a strike. Scott out of the stretch. The left-hander kicks and fires. A swing and a foul straight back. Jordan Beck, the left fielder, is on deck. Miami's pulled back in front of the Giants 8-5. They're in the top of the 6th in San Francisco. 3-2 pitch. Up high, ball 4. Well, not ideal. Walking the leadoff man in a 2-run game in the 9th. And now the tying run comes up in Jordan Beck.
And now you can be working to the big part of the Rockies lineup.
Beck is 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice, once to second, once to third. And back in the first inning, his first time up, he popped up to Rojas at third. Pitch to him. Breaking ball is inside, ball 1. Scott stretching, looking at first. And now comes home. Swing and a miss at a high fastball.
Well, it would have been ball 2.
That was a gift. So now take advantage of the gift, right? Beck hitting .267 for Colorado. Right-hand batter looks out. And Scott fires. Swing and a ground ball to third. Foul just along the line. It went a little bit to the left of the line, and the third base umpire, crew chief Mark Ripperger, immediately signaling foul ball. Rojas had already released the ball toward second base. But that'll go as a strike, and it's 1-2. That was really close down the third baseline. We're getting a look in our booth at it, and yep, just foul. Beck getting ready to step back in the right-hand batter's box. Middle infield playing for 2. Tommy Edman close to the bag at second. That's a little deeper at short. Freeman leads at first. 1-2 pitch. Fouled off to the right and out of play. Now Tanner Scott could use a ground ball to the infield here.
Well, Freeman can steal some bases, but he's got to be 100% certain that he can make it safely.
1-2 pitch. And that one is up high, 2-2. Yeah, Freeman has stolen 9. He's been caught 3 times. Ron Gideon, the first base coach, whispering in his ear what the time of the plate is for Scott. And a 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Blew a fastball by him at 98. And Beck is the first out in the bottom of the 9th. 1 out and 2 to get. Dodgers 2 outs away from win number 51. Well, Thairo Estrada, right-handed hitting second baseman up. He swings, fouls this one away past the Rocky dugout and into the seats. No balls and 1 strike to Estrada. He was 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a walk today. Last time up, fly to center field. Pitches inside. He backs up to get out of the way. 1 ball, 1 strike. Would you have liked to have hit in this ballpark as a player?
Tell me who's pitching, and I'll give you the answer.
Okay. That's the other side of the question. Now the pitch outside.
There's a lot of guys you could list. I say absolutely not.
Well, let's. How about this? Would you have liked to take in batting practice here?
Yes.
I mean, really, who wouldn't? And do it pre-humidor.
Oh, absolutely.
Then you're talking. And a 2-1 pitch from Scott. Swung out and missed. A high fastball. 2-2 to Estrada.
Well, now how about a low slider, ground ball, double play, and get on a happy flight to Kansas City?
I'll second that. 1 out, 2-2 count. And the pitch to Estrada. Swung on, and that's lifted in the air to left center field. Over to get it. Pages, he makes the grab. Throws it all the way back to first base. Stretched by Freeman. Out at first base. A double play ends the game. What a throw by Pages. Rockies are holding it up, and they want a challenge.
They have nothing to lose. They have to challenge. Well, I was mentioning slider, ground ball, double play. How about the line drive? Double play.
Colorado is challenging the out call at first base.
Yeah, for the Rockies, there's nothing to lose. If they win, the game's extended. But that is just a bonehead base running blunder. You're down by 2 in the 9th inning, and you get possibly doubled up to end the game.
Well, it looks like they got him, at least from one angle we're looking at.
That's just terrible base running.
It's going to be close from another angle. We'll see.
The runner is out.
The runner is out, and the ball game is over as Andy Pages throws him out. What an outfield assist for Pages. Well, you wanted a double play, Mo. You didn't get the one you wanted, but it still counts for 2 outs.
I'll tell you what, Andy Pages just continues to go. So that's 3 really terrific defensive plays turned into this ball game by the Dodgers defense. 2 of them by Miguel Rojas starting at third base today, and the throw by Andy Pages. He had a bad throw last night going to third base. This was absolutely on the money, heads up, got himself in position to catch the baseball. He had a long run just to get to that ball, but a good way to end this ball game. And for Kershaw, 5 strikeouts. He went the first 6 innings. And for the Dodgers, they did not allow the Rockies to have 1 at bat today with a runner in scoring position.
How about that? Final totals in the ball game this afternoon. For the Dodgers, 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors, and
Rojas starting at third.